Welcome back, Media Junkies. DMCA'd immediately.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. So
Another cut.
Today,
I change keys halfway through.
as we mentioned, we were going to binge through the entire Harry Potter series, and we followed through on our promise.
Yeah.
We
doing
watched
it right
all
now.
of them. Yeah. It was my first time watching the movies, and we'll get into all of that juicy goodness here in a bit after small talk. What kind of small talk we got today?
Nothing much. Rehearsal started for the musical, so that's why we're recording at a much different time.
Mhm.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be different.
Luke's eating a bagel. That's
I'm
his
eating a
small
bagel.
talk. Yep.
He's eating
It's
a
really
big
good.
gal.
Yep.
Also, episode there might be we were talking about this before, but because of the musical, it's a big obstruction in our schedule, unfortunately.
Mhm.
So some episodes might be like 20
Ay, ay,
minutes
ay,
long.
Luke.
Like
Yeah.
there might be a few that are just kind of meh, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's
Well, we'll
bound
see.
to happen.
We'll see how things turn out.
Maybe our big brains.
Might
will-
just have to start churning out some extra topic ideas
Yeah.
to get us through. But what about you, Hunter?
I've been playing a lot of Tears of the Kingdom recently.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
I stopped playing the game for a while because there's one part of the game that I got really annoyed at, and I wasn't trying to like get spoiled or anything like that, so I wanted to do it all on my own. So it's just like, I don't understand. It's also me big dumb. I didn't read things because again,
That's okay.
I don't like reading very much.
It's true.
So when I played the game again, I found out that all I had to do was read a little part of the thing, and
There you go.
there I got that part done.
Mm.
So I got back into the game again, and it's actually really, really good. I like it a
good
lot. I don't think it's better than Breath of the Wild, personally. I think it's really good.
I have a hard time. For me, Tears of the Kingdom was like, I feel like they should have released that game.
Before.
Like, I know it's not possible, but like, I always, for me, Tears of the Kingdom was like, this is what Breath of the Wild should have been.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
And but now that Tears of the Kingdom is what it is, people don't like it as much because they respect Breath of the Wild already.
Yeah.
I prefer the creativity of Tears of the Kingdom and like the fun gameplay.
Yeah,
elements and
that's-
I enjoy like the bosses and music a little bit more.
It's a lot more creative, obviously. Like, the game is a lot more creative. But I think Breath of the Wild is just... There's something about Breath of the Wild that's
Yeah.
just so good.
I think part of it for me too is nostalgia, but
Uh-huh.
but Tears of the Kingdom is amazing too.
It's amazing, but...
And
Yeah.
you've been also, well, I mean, it's not anything like extraordinary, but I also finally got you onto Game Grumps.
Oh, yeah, Game Grumps.
Which is my personal favorite YouTube channel aside from the Media Junkies, of course.
But yeah.
And they're hilarious, and I'm really glad that I finally
I'm
found
waiting
my,
for
my grump.
I'm waiting to finish my Tears of the Kingdom playthrough to watch them play Tears of the
How
Kingdom.
far were you in the Zelda CDI one out of
I
curiosity?
haven't watched a little bit because I've been
really funny.
watching other stuff. Yeah.
I would quote it, but I can't on here.
Yeah. yeah.
Yeah.
And then I also recommend watching Dexter because I finished that over the weekend. It's really, really good. The last few seasons, like Austin said the last time we talked about Dexter, it's a bit meh,
Yeah.
but still pretty good. The first few seasons are really good. But yeah.
yeah, I would also recommend the show. It's very good.
All right, now
Um,
time for Austin's next crazy story.
that's
15
coming in a sec.
He's
But
got like
first,
20 minutes. on this.
First, I do have it's the same recent record as last time, but I have to hammer it home again. Balatro, it's still so good.
Yeah.
Still addicted to it.
I keep seeing amazing memes of people like playing it in the car and they hit
Yeah,
a child
yeah.
with their car.
Last time I talked about Balatro in the last episode, I mentioned how I hadn't come by a win yet. I almost have a win with every deck now.
Oh really? I don't
yeah,
have a single one yet, dude.
They're still hard to come by. I'm still not satisfied because I keep hearing, people talk about playing Balatro and getting like 30 million chips per hand.
I know, it's like
And I'm getting a lot, but I'm not getting millions and millions.
it's bizarre. Dude.
There's definitely a lot left for me to learn and still an aspect of the game I'm not quite understanding because wins are still really hard to come by. So it just takes a lot of playing.
It feels like the kind of game that like it's like easier to learn, difficult to master. Obviously, like
Right.
it always feels like there's something else that you should be doing.
Right.
You know, it's
Yeah.
weird like that,
Yeah.
but it works. Like it's effective.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, but I'm still loving the game. It hasn't lost its touch yet, so
yeah.
I'm really liking it.
Yeah.
As for my crazy Austin miserable stuff happening to him
man,
story,
Jeez.
over the past week, Austin almost went to jail.
Uh-oh.
Maybe don't tell this story.
Almost went to jail. So
No.
essentially, what happened is there was this little thing that I was scheduled to go to called jury duty, and I missed it. I was
Uh-oh.
scheduled for the 23rd of December.
You could have given it to me, dude.
I could have.
It's like my dream.
I know.
I
You
know.
played Ace Attorney. And
I
you were
know,
Like,
I
I'm
know, I
not
know.
go." This is gonna come out, and you're gonna get in big trouble.
I feel like
No.
That's so stupid.
The story's fully developed. But,
okay.
Yeah.
Eventually, I don't know how. It's not even like I was like, oh man, jury duty, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I genuinely, just with the holidays, because it was like 2 days before
Oh.
Christmas, it just slipped my mind and I didn't even think about
2
it.
days before Christmas.
Wait, we were
Yeah,
watching Harry Potter.
I was scheduled for the 23rd, and that's when we had our hangout.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even think about it that day
That's
either.
insane.
So,
So we're going to jail.
yeah, we're all going to jail, recording in the
honestly,
jail.
I gotta say, jury duty and going to prison because you didn't go to jury duty, it has to be one of the stupidest things in the world.
Yeah, it's only usually like a 3-day sentence, but it's still going to jail and it's
That's
still on
so
your record.
dumb.
So,
That's
it's either that
insane.
or you pay like a couple $1,000 fine, which I might rather just go to jail at that point
Yeah,
for
me
the
too,
3 days.
honestly.
But anyway,
Leave it to the
I
government.
can see you as
I'm
like a
kidding.
jailbird. Like,
yeah, yeah.
Leave
But
it to the
anyway,
law, being
I
dumb.
not only that, but the offices weren't closed or weren't open the first couple days of January, which is when I realized that I missed it and that I needed
no.
to call the
Mm-hmm.
courthouse immediately. And at the same
the judge from Phoenix to write
Yeah,
answers, and he's
yeah.
like, "Why weren't you there?" Huh?
yeah. But anyway, at the same time, that's when I went to West Virginia to visit my family. So I drove all the way there, and then the day after I got there, I called the courthouse and talked to the lady, and she was super nice, and she basically just explained that the courthouse was closed that week anyway because they were super slow. So I didn't miss anything. They didn't need me.
But they didn't contact you at all. They weren't like, "Hey, by the way, you don't have to come."
No, they didn't contact
That
me.
That's what I'm saying. It's so stupid. You have to go to jury duty. If you don't, you go to jail. But they won't contact you.
Yeah, I think-
Again, if it's like, oh, it's gonna be closed for the week.
Yeah.
They won't contact you.
You're just gonna show up and be like, "Darn, guess I have
Yeah.
to drive back." How far away is it from here?
It's not super far. But yeah, so almost went to jail, I guess is
That's
kind of an
scary.
exaggeration, but
So when is the reschedule?
I'm good until like another year.
Oh,
so,
dude.
Yeah, so
Bummer.
yeah.
So did the guy or gal get off scot-free who was on trial?
I doubt it. I don't think that's how that
so.
works. That'd be interesting though.
Wouldn't it be
Yeah.
amazing if you were just sitting in that jury and then like if Phoenix Wright just walked in?
That would be amazing.
Whoa!
That would be amazing.
If you are found contempt of court,
Well, yeah,
Mhm. Yeah,
That's-
it's contempt of court.
yeah. Which is a
It's a
big
big
umbrella of like crimes.
that's so.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
so dumb.
Well, jury duty is important. I will say.
Yeah.
How,
You have like it's very very important to go because
Mhm.
these people are criminals, dude.
They are
yeah, but
criminals,
what
dude.
am I gonna do? I don't know anything about the law.
Yeah.
Well, you don't really have to. It's more about your like.
Oh, yeah, I'm
belief and,
gonna
like,
sit- I'm gonna
listening
sit-
to
I'm
the
gonna-
arguments. Like,
I'm gonna sit there and be like, yeah, this guy sucks.
like
like,
you gotta listen because they'll argue. Like they'll.
Do they even let the jury speak? Like, do they let
No,
them say
not
it?
No,
usually.
the jury listens.
Right. The
you
jury
listen, then you
yeah.
have to go to a room apparently.
And every now and then you
or
go man, and the
Yeah.
judge goes.
Yeah. This is
so
how it goes. Yeah.
basically, you do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you don't do nothing. I'm telling you, dude, it is very important.
It-
because
it's
you-
so.
you decide basically.
Why do I have to go though? I don't like.
It's your duty as a
You
citizen.
get to vote on if
A
they're innocent
duty
or
as a
guilty.
Not vote.
citizen.
Well, I mean, not vote, but like you
Yeah.
have to come to a decision if there's reasonable. It's very. I love it. I'm sorry. I'm getting kind of
I don't. I'd rather play it as a game than like do it in real life.
It's kind of like a take it or leave it thing. Like I'm not going to be like miserable when I go. I think if you get an
It's
interesting
interesting.
case, especially. It'll
Yeah,
be
if
an
it's interesting,
thing.
yeah.
I think to me, I would be too emotionally distraught to have to like send someone to jail. Like I
Yeah.
couldn't handle that. don't
I also
think.
have to
Yeah.
talk to people in front of people.
Well, there'll be 11 other people there, so maybe they won't ask you your opinion very often.
I still have to be in front of people.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Issue is people.
As long as you're not on your phone, I think they're fine.
Yeah.
Gosh darn it!
In the middle of the jury, like.
yeah. Yeah.
guy bad criminal, man?
Yeah.
Anyway, well, I mean, I know you can't say much, obviously, but I am interested to hear about your experience, like just from like a mental standpoint rather than like specifics. You know what I mean? Like I'm
What are you
interested to hear
talking
how you feel about it.
About
and
what?
like when you do end up going sometime.
Oh yeah. So it'll probably obviously be a while because I'm good for another year. But
Oh, yeah, that's true. I forgot
um,
about that.
but in a year's time, I'll let you know how jury
Yeah.
duty goes. If I forgot it again,
Jury duty.
that sucks. But anywames,
Imagine he
Imagine
goes to
missing
jail
jury
in the
duty.
middle of
Yeah.
like we have to record something and he's like, oh yeah, guys, I can't record today.
Yeah.
I'm in jail.
Yeah. Well, I would just record through the jail phone. That would be my piece of the episode.
That'd be your bit.
Yep. Yeah. Just a little bit in there.
I am in jail.
Yeah.
This is one phone call on us.
Yeah.
To record the episode.
So another big development. My last bit of small talk here, I promise. My book's been done for like a few weeks now.
Oh, yeah?
And I have kind of had a harrowing experience in the publishing journey.
Oh boy.
Um,
I'm nervous about that too if I ever get there.
yeah, publishing is no joke. It's not anywhere as easy as people make it sound. You can't publish to any like big company like the Big Five without a representable literary agent backing your book, which means you have to pitch your book to literary agents to get them to even represent it, and then they make a pitch for your book. If it's ready, they'll tell you if it's not ready or not, and then you do revisions. But if it's ready, they'll make a pitch, and then they'll pitch it to the big companies, and hopefully strike a contract with the
Wait,
companies.
they make a pitch based on your book?
They make a pitch for your book, like to the companies,
And-
like this is
okay.
why you should publish this book, because
But
obviously,
Oh,
it's-
well, they'll read it, right? Like,
yeah,
No,
they'll read
just
it.
what they
this
do-
guy said it was
Yeah.
good.
What
so-
they usually do is they don't read the books and
Yeah.
they just go, "Hey, get this book up on there."
It's weird.
But the reason my publishing journey is especially tough is because the industry standard for most books is around 75,000 to 100,000 words. Going above that is pretty much really slimming your chances of anybody wanting to publish your book.
Really?
Because it immediately gives publishing companies the notion that your book has a ton of filler and that it's not good.
It might.
POV,
It might.
POV
Your
Harry
book-
Potter books.
Well, I was actually just thinking about that because the first books in the series were short, but
Right.
they knew people would like Harry Potter, so they made them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
But essentially, my book is 300,000 words over that.
That's like almost.
That's a very big book.
Is there filler?
There's not. Now, I know
No
how that
filler.
sounds.
It's
I-
all killer,
I know,
no filler.
I know how that sounds. You know, tons of people say that. Pretty much everybody with their own creative work says there's no filler. But I can guarantee you, 100% honesty, I'm being so serious, that there is not a single chapter I could take out of the book without it being disjointed. So...
How did Lord of the Rings get published? That's it.
Well-
That's
Come
like
on,
all
man.
filler.
Well, you have to realize Lord of the Rings
entire-
is one book, but he had to split it because they wouldn't publish the
very
entire
clever.
thing. So he split it into 3 books. And it also wasn't Tolkien's first work, so
That's true.
he was
So they
already
made it.
established. So as an unestablished first-time author with a 300,000-page manuscript
In a very cool coat or jacket.
in a very cool jacket,
And a very
it's as someone described harder than winning the lottery.
Oh, really?
I don't know if I believe that. I believe if you find the right literary agent, then you know that someone that's passionate enough about your story. Which I sent out all my queries to literary agents, which that's a whole nother
Dude, you're,
world.
you're working hard right now. I very.
And the tough thing about literary agents is obviously they get so many queries to look through and letters that it takes them a long time to get back to you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's typically about like an 8-week wait time for each literary agent. So you just send a ton of them out. I think I sent about 9 or 10 so far, and just hope for the best.
And it's very like impressive though. I feel like I would just
Yeah.
give up at that point.
It is-
That's a lot of work. To, like,
It's been tempting to give up. It's very, it's a lot more challenging than I thought it'd be.
you got to stick it out for your book, dude.
Right.
That I
It's-
still know nothing about. Like I'm going into this blind.
Yeah,
and I really
it's-
do want to read. And so, if you can't get it published by any of the big publishers, are there other options? Like, can you
There's
self-publish?
There's
Yeah.
self-publishing, but then the problem with that is you're not going to get any sales if you don't have a good marketing plan, because you kind of just have to market it yourself, which is an obstacle eliminated by traditional publishing through a big company.
That's what I was planning to do with my book, and I still may do that because I don't.
It's a good option.
And my book also isn't focused on reaching a wide margin of people.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Especially, you know, if your book doesn't reach industry standards, you can publish it, self-publish it, and then, you know, be an established author and then have a better chance of traditional publishing with your next book. But I think what my plan is right now is keep trying to get this published traditionally.
Yeah.
And then in the background, find maybe a smaller, really good
Backup.
story that I'm passionate about telling, write that, And in the meantime, right now, I'm actually getting back into script writing, like I said, and there are like a bunch of different like contests and stuff that you can submit your scripts to.
Very nice.
And if you win, obviously you get
published?
like not published, but you get a lot of spotlight, and there's a big chance that there's a big chance that agents will see that and be interested in taking it further into making it a movie or something like that.
Oh, that's neat. So have you submitted things to that before?
Not before, but my due date for this contest that I'm doing, which is called the Austin Film Festival.
Whoa!
It's bound to be.
Yeah.
What?
I'm gonna submit my script by 3/25, so March. Yep.
March 25th?
Right? Yeah, March. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the day before my show ends, so
Yeah.
it's a lot of deadlines.
Mm-hmm. Lots of deadlines, but I think I can do it in time.
And we're graduating soon, so that's another deadline.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
That's craziness. Yeah.
So excited.
I'm gonna be emotionally distraught for like weeks, probably.
I'm not, because all the people that I talk to in school that I actually want to talk to outside of school, I talk to outside of school already.
I've built up such like a world for myself, so it's it's gonna be weird to like realize that high school isn't my entire world, you know?
Yeah.
People always say that. Anyway, we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
It is very exciting. I hope that pans out for you and that
Yeah.
you get what you want out of that.
Lots of developments in that. I'll keep it updated, obviously, in future small talks.
Please do. Unless it's sad.
Yeah. Well, but
Well, he has to tell us if it's sad, too.
I'm kidding. Yeah, you should tell us though.
and that's the publishing journey so far. I think we're ready. If there's any more small talk,
I don't know. I'm playing Miles Edgeworth Investigations.
how's that
And
going?
it's absolutely incredible. It is probably the best Ace Attorney game.
Really?
The second one is, yes.
Wow. I need to get back into this. Keep saying it every episode.
Yep. And every time you say it, it gets a little bit more.
It does.
You know, if it gets to a point
We
where I'm
need to
like,
do
I can't
that
take it anymore, we're
quiz.
probably going to do a hangout where you play the second game. So you're like,
True.
oh yeah, I love
Yeah.
this.
Well, my Switch is still currently dismantled, so
You have my charger. Like,
no, it was the stick drift. Remember?
that's right.
My controller stopped working.
Oh, no, I picked-
I don't know if that really applies to Phoenix, right?
Oh,
It's
no, I
not
picked
really
the
that kinda-
wrong cross-examination.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're trying to present evidence. It's like, but the
Yeah.
wrong one. The judge is
Yeah.
like, what is this crap?
Yeah, what is this bull crap?
Yeah.
5 points from Gryffindor.
Yeah, 5 points.
You don't have that authority.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, whatever.
50
Okay.
points from Gryffindor.
So I wrote down my rankings of the Harry Potter movies.
I didn't do that. I'm going to do it.
I didn't do
Okay.
that either.
I'm also listening.
Yeah, to emphasize how I
splitting
how I
up?
like the movies.
Oh, yeah.
I'm now reading the books, and I'm on the second book already, which means I really like the movies. They're
Yeah.
really, really good. Just I don't know how else to phrase it. Just phenomenal movies.
I'm glad. I'm so glad. It's really rewarding when somebody likes something that you like.
Yeah.
I've learned that through this podcast.
Yeah,
Are we splitting up part 1 and 2 of Deathly Hallows?
we are. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, then I have.
Yeah, my list is very interesting because of that, but we'll get into that.
Well, I'm just gonna write it down as I go. I got a big brain. I can remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So how are we doing this?
So what we talked about was like, saying 3, 2, 1, and then saying all at the same time.
Okay.
But I feel like that's gonna be too confusing.
Might
Yeah.
be too confusing.
So
I mean, I can go first. If
oh
you
no,
want.
we were gonna hold up.
What?
Okay, hold on. No, hold up.
Yeah.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Get out your phones. This is silly, but like write down the number that you have for each one on your phone.
What are you talking about?
Okay, hold on. I'm
on.
explaining this terribly.
Yeah.
No, you were explaining this
Okay, so I'm gonna be
horribly.
like, okay, Sorcerer's Stone, and then you like write down the number that it is on your ranking, and then we talk about it after. Or do you think it'd be better to just go down the list?
Well, I was thinking worst to best.
Okay, I guess that makes more sense. Then.
Yeah. Would you rather do that?
I don't
mean,
have an opinion
yeah.
anymore.
I mean, I think worst to best is better because you don't end on the negative.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah.
Oh, there's your.
Yeah.
What are they?
So.
There's not really a worst movie, though, to be honest.
Yeah, I know.
I disagree.
I mean, maybe Sorcerer's Stone is kind of...
All right, well, just hang on.
Do we have or are we ready
I do.
with our worst movies? I'll go first if you want, since I was the blind viewer here. With number 8, my least favorite is The Deathly Hallows Part 1.
That's the same for me.
That's the same for you.
Ooh.
What about you, Hunter?
I don't know. I like the movie a lot.
Okay.
I just like both Deathly Hallows so much.
Yeah, it actually is very difficult for me to see them as two separate stories.
Yeah, I know. That's
It
why
is
I
hard.
can't...
Before we go any further, I'm gonna say, It's been out for a while, I don't know, but really big spoilers for an amazing story that you do not want to miss out or get spoiled for you.
Yeah, very true.
This is like it's difficult because I love all the movies so much. What was the what movie was? Oh, the what was Umbridge's movie where she was the
Order of the Phoenix. Actually, his favorite.
For the most part, yes.
Yeah.
Because of Umbridge, she like ruins movies so much. Like she makes the movies.
Oh my god.
I know.
Order of the Phoenix.
No, that's not the same as Root. It's not the same
I
as
know,
a bad
I know.
movie when she's intentionally hateful.
I know.
Though.
It's okay.
That's not what I'm meaning. I'm meaning that she like yes, I get that.
Like quality wise of the movie.
Yeah.
I don't think she brings.
I think that
quality.
Hunter also is very good at immersing himself in the worlds that he.
Yes, that's why. That's why I
Right.
don't like it at all. Is because of
I will also
Umbridge
say-
being the Ministry.
Right.
We should offer up. We should say this too. I know we're like really gatekeeping these, but like, I want to talk about like our perspective on the series. Like Hunter's only seen the movies. I've read the books, then watched the movies, and Hunter and Austin's only read the movies and is a little bit into the.
Right.
I'm not speaking correctly. I just said you read the movies.
Whatever.
How you know?
Alright, anyway.
I'm so
Yeah.
proud of you for reading the movies.
Yeah.
Honestly.
All right, so we talked about why Hunter doesn't like Order. What about me and Austin not liking?
So
Deathly Hallows?
Order of the Phoenix is your least favorite then?
Yes, because of Umbridge.
Well, I don't like Deathly Hallows. Obviously, biggest reason is because it's extremely slow. And it is set. It's obviously setting up the one of the best movies in the franchise.
Yes.
Yes.
But I think that doesn't excuse setting it up in an uninteresting way.
Sure, yeah.
A lot of the movie is just kind of honestly filler. I felt like now. I guess you can tell me because I want to be fact checked on this. But I feel like Dobby dying, unless he died in the books too. Did he die in the books?
Oh, yeah.
He died in the books. I feel like like at least when I was watching the movies, it felt like Dobby's death was more of a placeholder to have like something big happen at the end of the movie.
Yeah. Well, again, because in the books he dies too, so it doesn't feel as like.
And he's also just not a major character anymore at that point. Like he comes back in this movie for the first time after Chamber of Secrets.
Again, and a lot of this is like the books are just better.
Right,
like,
right.
He is. I think he's even in a few of the other books that he's not movies.
Yeah.
Because I think that they made the movies as the books came out too. I mean, completely wrong about that, but like they didn't know the full extent of the story yet.
Right.
So they didn't really know like that Dobby was a major character.
Yeah, and I also I don't know. There was a lot of stuff they didn't touch on. Like I was expecting like a lot more Snape in this movie after Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah.
But he's almost not in the movie at all.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
obviously he's in the last movie a lot. But it just I don't know. It didn't feel like they were doing a whole lot.
I think I agree with you on almost every point there. Like it's definitely very fillery, very boring. Dobby dying was sad. It wasn't my favorite death in the series though.
It felt a little unnecessary.
Yeah, it didn't really like whoa, you know. But it was good. I feel like there was just so much forest, and Harry and Ron disliking each other really just felt unnecessary,
Yeah.
especially in that one. Like it's like
Oh, we'll get to that.
Oh, I know. It's like this, they're supposed to have like a wholesome relationship, like friendship, and it doesn't really feel like that in this one, which is kind of a bummer.
Yeah. Okay, are we ready for number 7?
Yeah, let's go.
Now this one might be a bit controversial.
I'm sure it will.
It's probably gonna be pretty controversial. Number 7 for me is the Goblet of Fire.
Wow,
Ooh,
that's
mine's-
interesting.
This was
Mine's part one.
yours is
Part one.
That's the
Yeah.
bottom one.
and what about you?
Mine is Sorcerer's Stone.
Sorcerer's Stone. Okay.
Ooh.
Goblet of Fire was the first movie that we watched where I like felt bored.
Yes.
Because a huge chunk of the movie, like we just talked about, was full of Ron and Harry unnecessary conflict.
Yeah.
And it just felt very forced. The whole Goblet of Fire concept didn't feel very interesting to me at all. And the whole tournament, whatever it was called. Triwizards, yeah. I didn't like it. It didn't feel interesting to me. The only ones I liked the first and the last competition. I think the water one was so boring.
Yeah, the water one.
I didn't like it. It felt weird. I really liked the first and the last one though. Those games were interesting. The whole dragon thing was kind of out there, but it was interesting.
That was the most like fantasy of the series ever went, I think.
Yeah. And the last one was obviously great. The return of Voldemort was what really made the movie shine. That whole last chunk of the movie.
That is by far the best part. Like,
yeah, the whole last chunk of the movie was phenomenal.
I will say though, despite it being very fillery, we had a lot of fun.
We
did. This one particularly stands out was just like laughing all the goofy like, relationship stuff, and it was really funny.
Putting it in the perspective of if I was in a movie theater watching it by myself, I don't think I would have as much fun.
How it stands on its own rather than the experience watching.
That being said, obviously none of these movies are bad.
Yeah.
But compared to some of the other bangers to come, that one was just not my favorite.
It was pretty mid.
What about your opinion on Sorcerer's Stone?
So Sorcerer's Stone for me, and it's not because I dislike it. I actually obviously really love it. It hooked me on the series when I was very, very young.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like compared to other books, it doesn't have enough substance.
Okay.
It all revolves around one mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a lot of the other books kind of have a lot of things you got to piece together. This one is just like, all right, like what's happening? Like, what is Fluffy guarding? Okay, he's guarding the stone. You know, so
it's very linear.
Yeah. And obviously, as far as like first like episodes, like first things of any media, it is definitely one of the best ones because it does a great job of introducing the world to you and making you like it's very like intriguing and you like it. It's cute and it's fun.
I think that's another reason the mystery was very simple was because it was also trying to introduce everything. But yeah, I agree. The mystery is. Well, what did you say yours was? Deathly Hallows Part 1?
Yeah.
Is it kind of the same reasons, pretty much?
Yeah, it's very... I love all the movies. Like, there's not really a movie that I absolutely hate. The only reason why I really don't... Like, the reason why I don't like Order of the Phoenix is mostly just because of Umbridge. Because, yes, I understand, Austin. She was made to be a hateable character, but doesn't make it any better for me to like the movie because she's made to be a hateable character.
Right. Are we ready for number 6?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. I gotta remember what it was though.
Yeah.
Let me just
well, I'll throw mine out there, which we kind of already talked about it. Sorcerer's Stone, number 6 for me. Same.
Mine was Chamber of Secrets.
Chamber of Secrets, okay.
Which is actually something I realized recently, which I did not know, is that Chamber of Secrets is the most commonly accepted worst book in the series. Like most, which is
I'm really liking the Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah, I think that it's actually really brilliant.
Well, since we already talked about Sorcerer's Stone, we can move on to number 5 because the Chamber of Secrets is my number 5.
Oh, okay, sure.
So first we can talk about Chamber of Secrets.
This is why I said we should go book by book.
Yeah, this is actually the first like big twist at the end of the movie where I was like, "Whoa, that's cool."
That was the one I was most excited for you to see. Honestly,
just the way it was presented was very interesting. The movie itself. It might also be because this was the one movie where we split across like a week.
Yeah, it was weird.
We watched like half of it and then we had to take a break and then finished it the following week. But it felt very slow at the start. Yeah. It was kind of a slow build, and then once you really get into the whole mystery of it all, it gets better, and the whole ending was pretty good.
I definitely feel like too in the first because I'm ranking this by book standard movies, by the way, because in my mind I can't really separate the two. The characters are a lot less underdeveloped than they are later in the series. Even the side characters aren't as interesting.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make for as much of a wide world as the later ones do. If that makes sense.
And I will say the stakes are probably the lowest in this book because obviously Voldemort is technically in it, but it's not actually Voldemort.
It's true.
This is the one book where it's not really him.
It's part of him.
Yeah.
Technically, it is him.
I guess it is technically. We'll get into that. Yeah, it's a piece of him,
but just young.
Chunk, if you will.
It was a really interesting and fascinating way to introduce his kind of backstory though, his time at Hogwarts and everything. I did like that.
Yeah, and I also this one did a lot of lore establishing with the houses and the founders and stuff, which I thought was good. It is kind of cool too to get to see other classes that we didn't get to see in the first round, other teachers actually teaching, which I think is neat.
Yeah. Okay. Are we ready for number 4?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Wait. I didn't talk about my number 5 though.
Oh yeah. What was your number 5?
I don't think did you say yours?
Mine was Chamber as well.
I thought Chamber was your 6, and he went to 5 because that was his 5.
No, we both had Sorcerers.
Mine was Sorcerers. Number 6.
Yeah.
Number 5 is Chambers as well.
Okay, so my number 5 was 8, 7, 6, 5. Oh, this is Goblet of Fire for me. So
Goblet of Fire.
Ooh, we're kind of flipped.
Oh, really?
Yeah, mine's 4. Goblet of Fire is 4 for me.
Cool. Okay, so what's your reasoning for Goblet of Fire?
Same thing. Very
Same
fillery, but this up until this watch through, growing up, this was actually my favorite one. I think because as a kid, the more fun, schoolery ones appealed to me more than like the action ones later on.
Right.
So I really enjoyed, I thought the Star Wars Tournament was cool and that kind of stuff. But as I grew up, I was like, it doesn't have as much like character growth or plot development as I would have liked.
Right.
Some of the later ones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Okay, so number 4 for me is Order of the Phoenix.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting because
yeah.
you said this was your favorite one after you finished it.
I did. Yes. But it's fallen a little bit lower after the second half.
Yeah.
But Umbridge takes away the movie, in my opinion. I really like Umbridge's character. Her actress did a phenomenal job.
Yes.
She's so terrible. She's so terrible. And I think she just makes for one of the most interesting but low stakes villain. So I just thought the whole plot about revolving kind of around her until like the last bit of the movie was really interesting. Just how she was taking over the school and everything. But yeah, honestly, I just thought it was pretty good. What are your guys' number 4s? Yours was
Goblet of Fire.
Goblet of Fire.
Hold on. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Oh, my number 4 was Half-Blood Prince.
Half-Blood Prince.
Your
Okay, what's your reasoning for that?
Half-Blood Prince?
Hold on, I'm trying to spell
That's actually my number 3, so I'll just reveal that now.
Okay.
Half-Blood Prince.
That's also my. No, never mind. My 3 is something else.
I'm discovering, as I'm making this list, I'm discovering things about myself about this series I didn't actually realize.
Yeah.
Yes, Half-Blood Prince for me, I forgot how, again, fillery it is. I enjoy Slughorn. I think he's an interesting character. I enjoy learning what the Horcrux is. And this is also much better done in the books, because we're ranking this by movie, so it's different. But
Yeah.
Snape revealing that he was the Half-Blood Prince didn't feel as like rewarding as I kind of was
That's
built
true.
up. You know what I mean?
That's true.
As far as the twists go, I was like, okay, like whatever.
Yeah.
Like I will say again, in the books, it's a lot more important because there's more details you notice about what was written in there. But yeah, the only thing for me that Half-Blood Prince did, honestly, my favorite moment probably in the entire series is Dumbledore's death.
Right.
Yeah.
Because.
Spoiler alert, he died.
Yeah, Dumbledore's death. Yeah, because it's such a cultural thing. Like, obviously, I didn't grow up in this time, but I just remember my mom telling me stories about how, like, when this came out and when Dumbledore died, the world was, like, in an uproar. You know, but watching it again and, like, hearing, like, seeing Malfoy, like, Malfoy throughout this movie, honestly, was probably the best part for me. Like, seeing him struggle with, deciding on whether or not he wants to follow, like, the Dark Lord or to,
Right.
break away from that and not being able to kill Dumbledore, like, the whole time. And Snape obviously stole the show again. Snape is probably my favorite character in the entire series.
I agree.
When Snape kills Dumbledore, when he says Avada Kedavra and his voice like quivers, it always gets me every time.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Exactly.
so good.
I actually didn't notice that when we watched
you
it.
should
Yeah.
watch it. Avada Kedavra.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it's so cool. It's so good.
There's so much meaning behind that whole part of the movie.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's so many layers.
Because you think it's a betrayal against Harry because Harry let him through, and then it's such good foreshadowing and
It really
just
is.
really. And I just love Snape's actor. He
did a fantastic
perfect
job.
for the role.
He's probably the best actor in the entire thing.
Probably,
Yeah,
I
honestly.
agree. But yeah, that's my number 3 is the Half-Blood Prince. What is your guys' number 3?
My number.
Mine's Prisoner of Azkaban.
Okay.
Mine's Order of the Phoenix.
Mine was gonna be 2, but then I realized I love this next movie. Because I think we just talked about it. Half-Blood Prince is my second
That was
favorite
number 2.
because it just does a lot. I feel like it does a good amount with Snape.
Yeah, it does.
Because-
Especially in the books, it like talks a lot more about like.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what was Azkaban number 3?
Prisoner of Azkaban. Because Sirius Black
Yes.
introduced favorite character other than like
It's mine too, yeah.
second favorite character because obviously Snape is number 1. Will always be number
that's true.
1.
Wow, we had the same one there actually.
Yeah.
I think Snape is my best written character, but if there's any character I'd want to meet the most, it was Sirius Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did I say my number 3 was again? Order of the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Which a lot for the same reason. Of you guys, like I think Umbridge is very entertaining. I really like her theme song the most out of any character.
Yeah.
Because it's like it feels the most like her for some reason. I I like that stuff. It was sad. It was very like upsetting, but it was also I feel like the most vulnerable we've ever seen like the teachers at Hogwarts. Besides maybe the Deathly Hallows Part 2, but like up until that point, like them getting upset with her for like firing Trelawney and things like that. Like it made them feel more human, which is cool.
Yeah.
And the ending is really good when they break into the Ministry of Magic. I kind of wish I feel like they could have done a better job of explaining like the prophecy and what that meant and what all that was. I feel like it wasn't really laid out very well in the movie.
Right.
But like Sirius Black dying is really really good. That whole Austin was like freaking out during that battle scene. He was like, "This is so epic."
Yeah,
it was really cool.
Yeah, because that was like the first huge like wizard battle that we had.
Yeah.
But yeah, number 2 is Prisoner of Azkaban for me.
Same here.
It has probably my second favorite twist. I think it's set up beautifully, even in the movie. It's just really
the time turner thing.
Yeah, the time turner.
Yeah.
It's really phenomenal. So cool. Obviously, the whole Sirius Black plot was just great.
Yes.
He's a very interesting character.
And again, in the books, his death hits way harder because he is like so much more of an important character.
This hits number 2 because after watching it, I was really struggling to believe that it would get better than this. But what are your guys' number 2s?
My number 2 is also Azkaban.
Okay.
For similar reasons. My mom actually brought this to my attention, and now that I'm older, I do realize how brilliant the time turner plot twist is, and how it catches you so off guard. But after you realize it, you're like, oh, that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Like everything clicks now.
Right.
Yeah.
Sirius Black is a great character. I always love like the kind-hearted almost fatherly figures. Like so that's how he is to Harry.
Yeah.
I think that learning about like Peter Pettigrew and the Marauders map, which I don't know, they didn't explain this in the movies, but I meant to tell you this. The Marauders map, Mrs. Moody, Wormtail, Padfoot, and Prongs, the 4 people who made it.
Yeah.
It was Lupin, Sirius, Peter Pettigrew, and Harry's dad.
Oh, okay.
But they didn't say that in the movie, which I kind of forgot about.
Interesting.
Yeah, I did not know that.
What is your number 2, Hunter?
Half-Blood.
Half-Blood. So we all have the same number 1.
Do really?
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
That is very cool.
It's the best movie ever.
Both of our number 8 was the first part, and then
So Deathly Hallows Part 2 is
probably the greatest movie.
Yeah. It's my number 1. All of our number 1s. The entire movie was just phenomenal from start to finish. You know, from the very start, you're shown exactly what to expect. It's a very dark movie, very emotional, probably the most emotional, I think.
Yes. My mom says what she likes about this is that every character gets their their ending.
Yeah.
That's true. Even Neville. Neville has
Neville got
ending.
his like Snape
Yeah. But obviously, being a Snape fan, the movie was just great.
Yes.
Seeing his whole backstory, that was kind of like the twist of this movie.
As much as I love the battle and the stuff with Voldemort and stuff, the Snape story will always make me emotional. Every time I see it.
Yeah.
I saw.
Yes, I was trying to hide my tears, but I couldn't. It was
very good.
It's so well told, and it's very sad.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
Very sad. But yeah, it's just the best, one of the best finales I think ever.
Yeah, for sure. Undoubtedly.
Just great. But yeah, that's our rankings.
Did you catch? Also, I wondered if you knew this. Detail stuck to me this time watching. Is that as Snape is dying? I know how he hated Harry for all these books and stuff. But as he's dying, he looks at Harry and says, "You have your mother's eyes."
Yeah. No, I noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because I didn't realize until after they explained why he loves Harry's mom and stuff. But him hating Harry so much because he reminded him so much of James, and at the end finally realizing he's his own person by saying you have your mother's eyes. It's so symbolic.
It is very good.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess we can just explain these conversation cards.
I also have one thing too.
Okay, go ahead.
I did the Harry Potter .com quiz thingies.
Okay.
And my house is obviously, as I told you guys, Slytherin.
Slytherin.
Yeah.
Slytherin. My Patronus is a black and white cat.
Oh, of course.
And then my wand is an ebony wood with a phoenix core, 12 and a half, and unbending flexibility.
No, very, very cool. I know why that matters.
Pretty cool.
I'm trying to remember back to when I took it. It's probably different now, but my house is Hufflepuff and probably will be that way for all my years. My Patronus was a dolphin, which I think probably would be different if I took it now. And I can't remember what my wand was, but it was. I remember it being sleek and black, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll have to take the test and let you guys know what.
But at least what house do you think you would be in?
do I think I would be in? What is Ravenclaw's deal? I don't know a whole lot about them.
Smart and why, and they use
Probably
their
not
wits
that
to
one.
like.
Probably not that one.
And Gryffindor is like brave, right?
Yeah, or courageous, like willing to do things to like
I would probably have to say logically Slytherin. I don't know if it's the one I would want, but I think I do often do whatever I can to get what I want.
Yeah.
So not in like a malicious way, obviously, not at the expense of others, but I guess just like
he's lying. It's definitely
very. I've always seen Slytherin as like ambitious to get what you want.
Yeah, which I think is kind of a good interpretation of it.
But I'll let you guys know once I take the test what it says I am. Because the internet's always right.
They know me better than I know me.
Yeah. Okay, so we have conversation cards that Hunter has provided.
Yes,
we're each going to take turns reading them off, I'm assuming.
They're not magical.
No, they're not magical.
They're very magical, actually.
Yeah.
Not conversational cards.
Yeah, they don't move or anything.
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, should I start off then?
Yeah,
go ahead.
We've got 6 categories here. So
Which look at the categories. Which one do you think I should start off with?
Why don't we just go from the top?
Okay, from the top. Magical. Okay. Magical artifacts. If you could use magical transportation to travel, what would be your preference? The Hogwarts Express, a port key, or the Flow Network?
The Flu Network. Oh.
Or Flu Network, yeah.
I always really enjoy the novelty of the flu powder, like, throwing in a fire and just. Like,
it's probably the hardest though, because you can't stutter
you can't
or anything.
Say diagonally.
Yeah.
Diagonally.
Which it's funny in the books. It's different how he messes it up. He like coughs.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever. But I would have to say Hogwarts Express. I just always
Hogwarts Express.
It is cool.
I've always wanted to not drive a train, ride a train anyway. So
I have. It's very fun.
Really?
Yeah.
A magical train would just be like a whole nother level.
Well, wait, it doesn't really do many magical things though. It doesn't like fly or anything.
Right,
cool.
right. But there's all kinds of cool treats and stuff.
And I think the port key would make me sick.
Yeah, because you have to.
I don't remember what that is.
It's the one that's where you hold on to something
and it teleports them, and they're like. That's how they got to the graveyard and to Quidditch World Cup.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And you. What's yours?
Hogwarts Express.
Hogwarts
I mean,
Express.
yeah, because I stutter a lot, obviously. So
Yeah.
I can't do that one. And port key would obviously make me sick too because you're spinning so much.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go next. Luke Gordon time. This is question 103, I guess. Which of the 3 Deathly Hallows, the Elder Wand, Cloak of Invisibility, or Resurrection Stone, would you wish to own? That's a pretty good one.
I think.
Okay, list them again. Sorry.
The Elder Wand, the Cloak of Invisibility, or the Resurrection Stone.
Okay.
Cloak of Invisibility is kind of cool. If you think
I agree.
I think it's the only one that I would. Elder Wand.
The Elder Wand would be cool.
Yeah, but it's so epic. But again, like the whole thing about like it only responds to its owner, so it wouldn't really do much for me anyway.
I think what this is meaning is what if you would become the owner of it.
Okay, then
I still say the invisibility cloak because I think it'd be cool to like spook your friends or something like that.
Yeah. I always feel like invisibility would be a good power to have.
Yeah.
To be able to like sneak around and boo.
Yeah. It's always like it's the most iconic in my opinion of the
items,
I think.
Because it was like in the first book, so it's like
Okay, my question. I actually really like this question. Look at the person across from you. So that's just all of us, I guess.
Okay.
I guess we can take turns answering this. Describe what they would see if they looked into the mirror of Irsid.
Oh, describe what they would see.
Yeah.
I think you would see your book being published and people liking it. I think you'd also see yourself as someone who is like an esteemed person who like makes a lot of media, like who makes stories and people enjoy them.
I would agree.
I think
Hunter would be a chef. 5-star chef.
I think that Hunter would very much like. I don't know. This one's hard, but because with Hunter, it's like his desires are a lot more like they're a lot less like set in stone as yours are. I think his are a lot more internal, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like wanting to have just a peaceful life and to be able to like settle down and stuff and have a lot of cats or stuff like that.
Yeah. For you, I think yours is the most generic. You would just see like lots of friends and family.
Yeah,
and, like,
definitely.
That's what I was gonna say. Like
everyone's
something
happy.
Like that.
It'd be like the credits of a movie. Where, like,
I was gonna say like that or like pre Willy Wonka. Knowing you're gonna be Willy Wonka is that he's Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Which honestly, that's gonna bring together all of my friends and family. So I kind of do get that. Then that's pretty cool.
Austin.
Yes.
Well, obviously your book being published.
Yeah.
That's. I don't know.
I
I'm
mean,
not very good at this kind of thing.
I mean, pretty much the same thing he said.
Yeah.
I think
You think
pretty
so?
much.
yeah.
That's a good question to like, because I think you get different answers if you ask other people and if you said it yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. Okay.
These are all pretty good.
They're good questions.
What'd you get? Oh, this next category is Hogwarts. Just
yeah,
Hogwarts category.
School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah.
In searching for the Sorcerer's Stone, Harry, Hermione, and Ron use their skills to get past the Devil's Snare, winged keys, and dangerous game of wizard chess. Which of
Okay.
these obstacles would be the easiest or the hardest for you to face?
Again, I don't think the flying would be good for me because I think I'd get sick.
Yeah, I think the Devil's Snare is definitely easiest
Yeah, you just
because
relax.
you just
Mhm.
calm down.
But are you a Ron Weasley though?
I have trouble relaxing sometimes on command.
Yeah, me too.
So it wouldn't be easy, but it'd probably be the easiest.
It's the easiest of them all.
I
probably.
think-
yeah, I think it's the simplest for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's either, well, obviously it's either chess or the flying keys, but
I suck at chess.
I do too. That's why I
Yeah.
think chess would probably be the hardest for me because I don't even really understand how to play
But
it.
then you also have to make sure you find the key one. Know exactly which one's the right key at all
Yeah.
times.
Right.
There's a lot of ups and downs with all of them.
I think I'm still gonna say chess.
Chess is definitely the hardest for me too because
Yeah.
I don't play chess.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
I
about
used to like.
chess.
I own that chess set, like the one that's in the dungeon.
That's pretty cool.
It's really cool.
Wait, you
I,
own that? That's such
Yeah.
a big chess game. How
well,
would you play
it's
that?
not that big.
Yeah.
It's like a mini version, but it's pretty cool.
Okay. What about you? What's your question?
Which detention do you think is worse? Having to walk into the Forbidden Forest at night to look for an injured unicorn, or helping Gilderoy Lockhart answer his fan mail? I would help Gilderoy Lockhart answer his fan mail any day, dude.
Yeah, I would do that.
That's so easy.
I
love
would do
that,
that as a
man.
pastime.
I told Austin Hunter this during it that if I could choose any character to play in
Yeah.
the series, I would choose Gilderoy Lockhart.
He's also he's in the second book obviously, and I love just like
Would you rather go into the hellhole of the Forbidden Forest that it is
where Snape or not Snape
where Voldemort
He's in there.
where Voldemort lies
Yeah.
drinking
Unicorn?
unicorn blood. Yeah, I'd rather write fan mail
Yeah.
Yeah.
or respond to fan mail.
What better way to
Okay, my question: if you could be a member of a house Quidditch team, which position would you want
Ooh.
to play and why?
Definitely
There
not
are so
Seeker.
many really good questions in Harry Potter. I've always thought
Yeah.
that. Like
The batter guy, I can't remember their names.
Beaters.
Beaters, yeah.
Those are like the goalkeepers, right?
no, they're the ones that hit the bludgers as they come around.
It'd be kind
Okay.
of it'd be kind of funny just to boop.
Yeah.
I think that'd also be fun.
Just a band.
Seeker's just too much pressure.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because
Um,
you're the guy who has to win the game, basically.
Yeah.
The thing I've always wondered too is like if you're a chaser and you see the snitch, are you not allowed to get it? Like, you know what I mean?
I think you
Yeah,
have to
I
like
wonder.
point it out, right?
Oh, I guess so. Yeah, I'd be like, look over there.
Yeah, like
Hey,
you're
Harry!
supposed to instruct your seekers.
I think I'd probably just be a chaser. I feel like that's a nice chill job. To have.
Yeah, I think I would be a beater. It'd
Yeah.
be pretty fun. It's kind of a weird name, but
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's
like-
interesting. Yeah. But yeah,
Interesting.
that's my
All right,
question.
Hunter. What's the next category?
Wizarding World.
Wizarding World.
Mm.
I gotta say, I think the structure we did is very nice
Yeah.
for this.
If you could attend a different wizarding school and then Hogwarts, which would it be and why?
Oh, like
the different
like the
ones?
Russian one.
Or the one with all girls, or
I don't think we're allowed though, because we're not girls.
yeah, we're not
Yeah.
girls, so we can't choose that one.
So
big
it's
problem.
between. So we just
do we
have-
turn into girls if we go to the girl one? That's
in
the
the books,
question.
they do talk more about other wizarding schools, but like I think in the movies they didn't really talk about.
So
that
it's
much.
either
Yeah.
Russian or you don't go at all. So I guess the Russian one.
if
Yeah, I guess
So
the Russian.
one.
Yeah, I guess so. The Russian. one.
I always feel like it'd be an amazing subplot if the
Luke would
Dursleys
go to
open
the
up a
girls'
wizarding
one.
school.
Yeah, it would
Luke,
be
Luke
interesting.
would go to the girls one. We know
Nursling
that.
Academy. Well, I can't.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm sure
Go
they
ahead.
let you in.
oh, it's your It's your turn.
No, it's not. It's your
No, it's
turn.
your
Oh, it's my
turn.
turn?
You go.
Nice. I got the purple card. Oh,
Yep, Wizarding World.
Yep.
to you, what is the oh, I like this one a lot too. What is the scariest moment in the Harry Potter films? This is good because we all like
okay.
horror.
Scariest
Ooh,
moment.
scariest moment.
The spider, the soul spider thing was pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
I would hate that, especially them chasing
Oh,
after the
okay.
car.
We're
That's
talking
disgusting.
about in person. If we were in
Um,
person,
I always like felt Harry's fear when he's in the graveyard and Voldemort comes back. Like imagine being in the situation.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like that's insanity.
Whomping Willow car.
Oh yeah, Whomping
that'd be
Willow.
pretty scary.
Very scary.
I think I'm gonna have to go with spiders because usually in movies, you know, there's one huge spider, and whoa, that's pretty creepy. But Ron staring up as the spiders are all coming to. Oh my god!
I think I know
music.
Luke's.
Yeah.
I think I might know Luke's.
The snake.
Yeah.
In Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he's running and he goes.
I think both of them are in Chamber of Secrets, right? The spiders and the snake.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Before we started the movie, I told Hunter, like, this movie has two, like, huge, very common fears in it.
Yeah.
And you're like, what are you talking about? And I was like, you'll see.
Yeah. So.
All three of ours.
I also always felt like a lot of Goblet of Fire for some reason for me. Like when Voldemort comes back, I always thought that was very scary.
Yeah.
Or, like, I always felt really bad for that poor guy. Like, at the beginning of Harry's dream, when he goes up to the see if there's like teenagers turn on the lights and he gets killed.
Yeah.
Like, I always hated that too. That was always upsetting.
There's. I just realized all three of ours come from the same movie.
Goblet of Fire?
No, the scariest moment has all been from.
Chamber of Secrets?
Yes,
Yeah.
Chamber of Secrets.
My Wizarding World question: if you had a purse full of wizard money, sickles, galleons, and nuts, what would you purchase at Weasley's Wizard Wheezes?
Why did they specify?
I don't know. Just
I don't know.
What would you buy? I guess.
Oh, I'm trying to think of. They had a lot of really funny things.
I'd buy the map if they have. I'm pretty sure they sell the map there
the
too.
copies
Don't
of the
they?
map. Yeah.
To be honest, now hear me out here. I think one of the emphasized things that you could buy, just because like everyone's wearing the same thing because it's a school uniform, is fashion.
Oh yeah.
I would be if I was a wizard. I would have the craziest looking garbs.
Exactly.
And, like I would be so decked
I'd have a
out.
giant top hat. Of course.
Yeah, just some crazy looking stuff.
That's why I played that the Harry Potter game. You can like, customize your character.
Yeah, and like some clothing items might have like purposes too.
Yes.
Like all kinds
like
of
the
different.
invisibility clone.
Or like the cane that's a wand.
Yeah, that'd be my thing,
Yeah.
dude. Are you kidding me with that?
That'd be cool.
I always said that Lucius Malfoy's wand was my favorite, despite him being a racist.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Lucius Malfoy, except for him being racist.
Yeah.
All right, we're almost out of time. Let's rapid fire.
Creatures!
How long are we into the episode?
51 minutes.
Which creature in the Forbidden Forest would you least want to encounter? I think I know Austin's.
Yeah, I would say the spiders.
Spider? Mine would probably be the centaur guys.
Mine?
Really?
Because
They're nice though.
But they're so intimidating. Like I'd be like,
I guess so.
That's scary. Because like, a spider's like, okay.
Not Voldemort. Like
I was gonna say
squirrels.
mine's
He's
Voldemort.
not a creature. He's not a sick, nasty creature.
I wouldn't say he's not sick and nasty.
Yeah.
He's definitely sick and
He's a
nasty.
sick, nasty creature.
He's sick, Nat. He's sick.
Speaking of sick, nasty creatures, here's my card. I just dropped it on the floor.
Idiot.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
When Professor McGonagall transfigures a cat into a cat, she retains the distinctive mark of her spectacles. If the person on your right were able to transform themselves into a cat, what would be its most distinctive marking?
My glasses.
Mine would wear a top hat. Even though that'd be noticeable, I would
don't know.
I would still have a top hats are always my symbol. I can't not have one.
What would be mine? I guess I don't know. I have blue eyes. I guess I could. It would have really blue eyes.
I didn't think about that.
So,
but no, I have to
guess
go with top
that.
hats. Yeah.
What about you, Hunter?
Yeah, and that's also less recognizable than a big.
I don't really have much that would, except for my glasses. That's
Your mullet.
my mullet. Yeah,
Okay,
really,
yeah.
I guess so.
Or your sweatpants.
Yeah.
Yes, my
Cat rocking around in the
Yeah.
pants.
You know how often I wear sweatpants? Not very often. The only time I do is because it's cold outside.
All right. Here's my creatures question.
Some
I like
nasty
this
creature.
one. If you could attend Hogwarts, you would be allowed to bring with you a cat, owl, or toad. Which one would you bring? I know what Hunter would bring.
How'd you know? A
Yeah.
toad?
Yeah.
No, a cat.
I would bring an owl.
Yeah, me
I just
too.
think it's very cool. Toad is just like
Just toad is for losers.
Yeah,
The only
it's-
person I know who has a toad is Neville, but he's not a loser, especially not in the
no,
last book.
he's very cool.
Oh, yeah.
He's very cool.
But
Wait,
yeah, I
whatever.
think,
Did his toad just get deleted out of the plot? Did
I
it ever come
guess.
back?
I don't know. I remember he
Trevor.
lost it in like the first movie. And then
Yeah,
he
that was like
found
the whole
it.
thing.
Yeah, but anyway, owls also just serve like a really cool purpose. Obviously, like
Yes.
delivering letters and stuff.
They're the most practical for
Yeah,
sure.
so-
I honestly don't know why you wouldn't pick an owl.
Yeah, they're also just, in my opinion, the most like wizardy kind of creature.
Yeah, I think so too.
So-
Like a familiar.
Yeah.
Although I will say, unless you're in like a family that also has like if one of your family members has an owl and you don't need like you can use them to send letters, then maybe
Right.
something else. But I still think owls are the coolest.
Yeah.
All right, Hunter. This one is called.
Spells and potions.
Ooh.
The spell Petronium Locomotor or Pirotro.
You got it.
Pirotro. Yeah,
Nailed it.
that word.
Why is it
I'll
Latin?
lecture. It brings inanimate objects to life in the room you're in. Now, what object would you want to bring to life?
Okay.
Um.
Well, it doesn't have to be in here. It can
Like,
be
if I-
in your own house too.
If I bring it to life, it will tell me. Well, I think it said in your room, so I guess it would. Let's see, this
In my
room.
room, what would I want to bring to life?
I'm gonna bring live Austin's laptop, so you can say, "Why did you do this to
Yeah,
me?"
yeah. That was a
Well,
good
well,
one.
that one's not. That one's
know.
dead now.
Like, why did you do this to me? And why did you bring me to life? That's what
Yeah.
I mean.
Um,
Or I would bring like my microphone so they could share their stories.
I guess so. I guess probably like one of my my stuffed animal. I have like a teddy bear dude.
Ooh, that would
I
be
would bring
kinda
him
cool.
to life.
I
Oh.
think that's what a lot of people's things is like. I would. Bring my teddy
Okay,
bear to
I
life.
guess if we're thinking, like not in just in this room.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was.
I was thinking like my room.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Your Legos would be pretty.
Oh,
cool.
in the
The Mario
oh,
Legos?
sorry.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
No, it specifically says in the room you're in now.
Yeah, that's what I was
Oh,
saying, but
oh.
I didn't.
that's
hear-
why
I
I was
didn't
saying
realize it
such
said
weird
now.
things.
Nothing really. in
That
here
little
I'd want
pole
to-
thing over there. You
Yeah.
can
I
hop
want.
around.
I want to bring the thing alive.
I'm just
This
thinking Mario
cupboard-
Odyssey when
cupboard
like, you
thingy.
capture the things and start moving around. That's what
Yeah.
it'd be like.
Okay, you go ahead.
Okay.
What's your question?
Mine's about spells and potions. When Severus Snape tries to teach Harry occlumency, you remember what that is? It's when he like goes into his mind and he sees the.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome. Harry struggles to succeed. If someone were to try to perform occlumency on you, would you be able to prevent them from reading your mind?
Probably because
Probably not.
my brain's kind of blank at most parts, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably.
mean-
I feel like they would try to read my mind, and then it would just be the most insane ADD mess. And
That's
they'd be
what
like,
I'm
I'm getting
thinking.
out. I have to leave.
That's
Like,
what I'm
Probably.
thinking. Is like I don't think.
I don't think clearly. Like
Mm.
you know.
My
Yeah.
thing is I either don't think like either think nothing
Mm-hmm.
or there's like 50 bajillion things going in my mind.
It
Yeah.
just depends what I'm thinking about, I guess.
My
but-
brain runs at like 5 FPS
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
runs at like 120.
The
Mm.
Switch 2 is going to run at 3,000 FPS.
Okay, my spells and potions. I'm gonna butcher this one.
Okay.
Amortentia is
Amortentia.
the most powerful love potion in the wizarding world,
Oh, yeah.
with a different aroma for everyone who smells it. What would it smell like to you?
I wondered
Okay.
this when we
Oh
were
wait, is
watching
it?
it too.
Would it be just like our favorite thing in the world?
Favorite smell in the world.
Pizza.
You like
Nice
pizza
cooked
sauce?
pizza.
I feel
Pizza,
like.
okay.
Well, I don't know what kind of smell I would smell to make me like so happy that I would like be like lovey-dovey.
Pizza.
Well, my girlfriend has said that my natural smell smells like fresh shaved wood, which is
Really?
which is kind of interesting
That's
to me.
I've been told that I always smell like, well, I guess laundry detergent because but like really good laundry detergent, and I always thought that was very nice. I was like,
Interesting.
I like smelling.
Yeah.
like
I've
that.
never
yeah.
been told what I smell like.
Which is weird because I'm not ever around freshly shaved wood. So
I guess some people just have that weird. You know,
Yeah.
I really do want to wonder how that works, but I feel like for me, like the thing I would smell would just be like probably like cookies, like an overwhelming smell of like fresh baked
Ooh,
cookies,
or
something like that.
cookies. Pizza's probably my favorite though.
Or popcorn. I like the smell of popcorn too.
Yeah.
next category,
All right, the
Hunter.
final one.
Characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Hermione says it's a little exciting, isn't it? Breaking the rules. Are you a rule follower or a rule breaker?
Well, I did break the rule of
Not
not going to
to
jury
court.
duty. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I would say naturally I'm a rule follower. I try to be.
Me too, because I'm too
Anyway.
scared.
It
Whenever,
just
if I ever
depends
break
on-
the rules, I'm like,
Yeah.
It just depends on where the rules are set and like what the punishment really is.
Sure.
Yeah.
So like it
So-
just really depends on that.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I would say I mostly am a rule follower.
Also, if I was in Hogwarts, I'd be like, I'm following the rules, dude. Those rules are cool.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like modding a 2DS, that's against the rules by Nintendo standards,
Yeah.
but I do it because I'm cool.
all right.
You
What
keep
about?
mentioning it, and you're gonna find out someday.
All right. Next
It's
question.
it's an old system that they don't even update anymore.
What do you think is Ron Weasley? I always say this name weird.
Ron
Ron
Weasley.
Weasley's bravest moment in the films.
Mm.
Oh, honestly probably one of the chest part.
I was just thinking the same thing.
The what?
Because after like the
chest where
first
he,
few
like,
books, he
sacrifices
just
himself.
became a weenus. Like
Yeah.
like in the
Oh,
later books.
weenus! That's your elbow, by the way.
I know, but
I would
it's,
say probably the chest part. I don't remember a whole lot of.
like yeah, because like
um,
as it goes on, he just gets to be more and more of like a baby. Like I don't like him in the
I
later
guess
books.
the I forget what movie this was in, but where he thinks he's under the luck potion and then he
Yeah, I don't know.
That is such a cool
because
twist.
It is a cool twist.
So cool little thing.
I don't know if it's brave though, because he thinks he has luck, so he's not really like scared that bravery takes fear.
Yeah,
You, know?
you have to be
There's an
scared.
element of fear to be brave.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
say probably the chest and Sorcerer's Stone.
yeah.
this is probably the best and easiest question to answer we've had yet.
Oh, nice.
What is your favorite Neville Longbottom moment in the films?
Yeah.
Oh, the one the part where he got frozen.
Oh no.
No,
kidding.
I like when he. I think I like
When he kills
cut
a
off-
snake.
Yeah.
When he cut off the head.
Yeah.
I just remember in Faith, the best way to kill a snake is by cutting off its head. Well, guess what? You didn't kill the snake, John. You guys remember that? That's
Yeah.
what Gary says.
Even though
Um,
I love snakes, I'm like Luke over there.
It's a what other like
Well,
Neville
not
moments are as like hype or like
yeah, they don't really have. They don't
Yeah.
really give him much.
Yeah.
him whenever he flies in the broom and gets like knocked off and he falls down the set.
Oh yeah, that was sad.
It was just a big L.
That was
Yeah.
an epic moment of.
So that was our Harry Potter episode.
Yes, I
everybody.
hope you enjoyed.
I'm going to continue reading the books and give you updates on how I'm liking them.
Yeah.
They're very good so far.
I'm glad you're enjoying them.
You'll forget tomorrow.
and
Don't worry.
Yeah, I'll also take the test and let you guys know next episode what
Yes.
house I end up in. But
Hopefully it's my house.
hopefully, yeah. Hopefully I'm in your house.
I'm in Austin's house.
Yeah, I'm in your
Yay!
walls. So yeah, are you guys ready to close it off?
Yes, we are.
3, 2, 1.
Peace out, Media Junkies.